Good evening and welcome everybody to the Natural Ones.
Woo!
This week on our show, our heroes have just made their week-long journey to the southern reaches of Jortenia, as they have been sort of on the hunt for a devil that has a contract over both Setlali and Panther. And they are hoping to not only achieve this goal of defeating this devil, but there is also a mine, a mithril mine, in which they are supposed to be able to, in the very depths of it, in the Underdark, find a very rare, an exceedingly rare type of metal called infernal steel to build a weapon of sort of legendary proportions. And these things start to culminate and are starting to intertwine in a very peculiar manner with which they are still having to figure out. And as we open on, I will say, the the seventh day, you have one more day of travel, of actual travel, before you'll be in the area of where you were hoping to with this quarry and the town of Nameless is past. You you find yourselves kind of gathered again early afternoon, and Liam, I believe you had something you wanted to bring up. If you wanted to do that now.
So, as you all can see, like since me and Setlali are no longer having the effects of the stone, that's wonderful. I may be suffering the effects of another stone. I'm not really sure. It hasn't seemed to have a hugely negative effect on me or us, but I don't really know what's going on, and I figured I should let you know. Back when I was when we were split up, running around doing things for a bit, when I was making my eye, I went to my hometown to get the stone for my eye, because there's that mine of lodestones. I went in prepped, shielded my mind and everything. But there's a chunk of time from the mining of that stone that I don't remember. And it's reasonable to believe the Muir stone has something to do with that. Not really sure what happened during that time, but occasionally during the night I'll find myself in a dream state at the workshop making these things.
He takes out these three they have three legs and they have a circle. And that's basically it. It just seems to be something that you would rest something inside in that centerpiece.
I don't know why, or if there's anything special about them. I haven't really had the time to test. But that's the thing that you guys should be aware of. I was actually wondering, back when we were suffering the experience of that fallout of the stone from the house, I was wondering, Setlali, if at some point you'd be willing to ask Moral if they've been through anything like this in their time trying to study and learn about the stones. I don't know if they have any experiences similar, but if at some point you find yourself talking to him again, I would appreciate it if you could ask, since you're the closest with them.
Yeah, I can ask, or we can go together.
That's
If-
also
if
perfectly
you're
reasonable.
a little more knowledgeable than I am on these, and not that I don't think I'm capable, but I think maybe you would be the better person for them to talk to.
It's fair. I've never really talked to him outside of business, but I'm sure. Yeah, no, just general anxiety. You're right though. But yeah, so at some point, obviously we're busy at the moment, but at some point, if you wouldn't mind going with me to do that, I would appreciate it. 'Cause I'm a little worried. I'm not a lot worried yet, but I'm a little worried.
And it gave you this. These dreams have given you no indication of what you're specifically making.
No, just these. No idea
Okay.
why, or what purpose they could serve, or any of that.
And so you're pretty sure that the stone that you're under the effects of is enchantment?
That's the one under? I couldn't remember if it was enchantment or
Mhm.
evocation.
Yeah.
Enchantment, yeah. Enchantment, yes.
So it's compelling you to make something.
Yeah. I don't know if it's for the stone itself, or maybe for someone else the stone has influence over, or just on a whim.
It's possible that it's something as harmless as enchantment rather likes these things, and so it just is using your body to make them because that's the heart of enchantment, is controlling someone else, basically. But it feels like there would be a purpose to it. It's likely tied to whatever it is that enchantment either wants or has been told to pursue.
That's one of the things I'm not sure. We've learned so much about what some of the other stones' purposes that they've been set towards are. I am not sure with enchantment.
Well, enchantment.
Talking to it, it was like
Enchantment also hasn't been moved from its original resting place. This is where it always was. It's possible that it was never given an explicit purpose.
sure.
The other stones, they were usually moved with a purpose in mind. If this one was left alone, it's possible that nobody reached it and nobody did anything to it.
It seemed it when it talked, it was like almost like it was trying to tempt you into something. It was offering to help with anything.
Yeah. It was very manipulative. What would it want to manipulate you into, is the only question, which I don't think we're going to be able to answer here.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing we could do is try to figure out if there's any special properties around these things you're making, but outside of that, we would need to go to someone with more information.
Yeah.
Could I-
Agree.
I'm sorry if I missed. Where are you? What is the material you're making it out of?
It's just like simple iron.
And so it's not like a glass thing. It's like a
Nope.
Metal.
It's a metal. I'll draw it up a little bit
I
here.
picture it like a bowl on legs.
Yeah, and it looks like something should be put
A
in it, but so far...
bowl?
But, like, there's no actual bottom to it.
so it's like a bottomless.
It's
bowl.
three legs with, like, a ring that has, like, a hole in it, so you can set, like, a ball or something in there, and it'll, like, hold it.
Got it. Okay.
kind of thing
so
that you'd
like
see
what?
holding, like-
What would hold like a?
Like a crystal
Glass.
ball or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, you know,
Yeah,
sounds great.
something like.
Okay.
Okay.
And this was I have forgotten. I'm so sorry. This was for enchantment. You said. I've forgotten where enchantment is.
My hometown.
Thank you.
Harrow.
Hi.
How
Okay.
often has this been happening? I mean, obviously, at minimum 3 times, but
Yeah, that I'm aware of 3 times.
like, what was the time span between? Did it seem like it was in a hurry to get these done?
Not particularly. Not that jumped out to me, but I know so little. It's just a thing that's been happening.
Well, those things are too small to hold the stone, so it's definitely not that.
Yeah. And we haven't heard of the stones wanting to be moved, have we? That's not a thing we've come across.
Hmm.
Like, they have been moved and set to a purpose, but we haven't come across...
Enchantment did seem, at least, that it didn't want to be alone there. I'm not sure if it wants to move somewhere else, or convince people to stay with it, or... It seemed the primary motivation was just to have contact with people. I don't know. It's very possible these things are meant for some sort of weird ritual that we don't want to be involved in, so part of me wants to just destroy them, but having more information about them could also be helpful.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe I'll ask... I will ask Yvonne to look into it if she has time.
alright.
And then maybe when we'll come back, if she had time, she'll have some info for us.
Alright. Well, I'm ready to kill the devil. I don't know about you guys, but this is
Oh, I
working
could wait
pretty
a little
well.
bit.
What was that?
Nothing. I was trying to make a joke, but I'm not funny, so...
I just didn't hear it. There was some lag between, there was some lag in the air between us, so I didn't quite hear it. Was all. Alright, well. I mean, this thing works great. I've got a weapon. I don't know exactly what's going to be waiting for us, but I feel like we're ready to handle it, whatever it is.
This is the day before, right?
Yep.
I would like to just leave the room, I guess, and go out to the courtyard.
Sure.
And I would like to cast divination as a ritual. Not that it really matters. I'm trying to figure out what I would offer. Let me look at my equipment real quick.
Okay.
I guess I don't have much things to offer. So, I guess I will offer, maybe I'll go and carefully pluck one of the mushrooms things.
Okay.
Asking its permission first, being like, I'm really sorry.
And the little Noggles beetles just kind of help you cultivate it as you're asking.
Okay, thank you, Beatles 1 and 2. So I'm gonna use that as my offering.
Okay.
What a crappy offering. I'm so sorry, gods. And I am going to specifically, Panther's not there. I would like to clarify that.
You got it.
No, because, Okay, anyways, I would like to ask if the devil in the next 7 days is going to kill Panther.
Who are you asking?
A god or a god's servants.
It does say appropriate to your religion. Offering put you in contact with a god or god's servants. So it's not, it doesn't necessarily say...
I don't have that on the thing.
I know. What I'm seeing is in the components, incense in a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion.
Oh, that's
So
unfortunate.
what I will say is, it doesn't have to be appropriate to your religion. I would love to rephrase this as appropriate to the being you are attempting to contact. Right? I'd rather it be
Shoot.
something like that. So,
Okay. Well, I
who are you
offered a.
attempting to contact?
How unfortunate. Okay. I guess I would try to contact. I don't know gods very well, unfortunately. The only gods I know really are like Chelsea as well as Nameless would be the three sisters people. So I would say probably, from what I understand, I probably would do ROI because
Okay.
of the wheat and like the
I'll give you an
creation of
out. I'll give you an
life.
out. She runs the Feywild.
Yeah,
She
that's it.
presides
That's
over
the
that,
intention.
right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm so bad at religion, Chelsea. So asking me to do these things is funny.
Well, it's you. You asked to do this.
I didn't see that part of it. I looked at the other part.
Her brother already likes you, so you probably got an in.
Lit. Oh, I could have asked him.
Would you like to ask him instead? Which one would you like
No.
to ask?
I like the female energy of her.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Hashtag women supporting women.
Yeah.
Will the devil? As you sit with your incense and attempt to commune with this deity, you have your beautiful little mushroom as the offering, and you sit and you concentrate for your 10 minutes to cast the spell. And as you're still attempting to reach out through the veil, you do hear this very light, like feet on grass. And as you open your eyes, you see a halfling woman in these sort of like farmer overalls with a nice sort of blouse underneath, just kind of dirty hands, dirty feet in terms of like mud and just kind of lived in clothes. Her hair is kind of pulled into a bun, and she reaches down and plucks the mushroom off the ground, and then just kind of, oh. She just opens a pouch, puts it in the pouch, the mushroom in the pouch, and then just many things seek the death of another. As this is one of them, you'll be hard-pressed to prevent this from happening. And with a sort of very light breeze that kind of like makes you close your eyes just from the force of it.
I don't know what it means, so I go back to the party.
As you come back inside.
I'm gonna be hard pressed to make it happen. Like, I want to kill Panther. Oh god.
You'll be hard pressed to prevent it.
Oh, I heard to make it happen. I was like, okay. Let's kill a devil.
As far as strategizing goes, I think we need to prioritize. It's going to be free if it manages to get rid of its targets. So I think it's safe to say that it will be prioritizing its attacks on Setlali and Panther. Whatever we can do to help mitigate damage against them specifically, I think is the right way to go. Anything we can do to help make them harder to hit, to be able to stand for longer, I think would be smart with preparation.
I can't. I'm going to pull out my wand of spell storing. This has 8 blurs in it. You have to cast it on yourself. Panther can't, but Setlali, you can use this. It'll make you harder to hit. Takes an action and it'll last for a minute each time.
A minute isn't bad.
8 minutes is better.
Okay, that'll buy us quite a bit of time. For Panther, we need a plan.
An idea that he might not like. What if he just stays in the house?
I think we need all the resources we can get.
Is Panther in the room, by the way?
Yeah. He's just allowing you guys to kind of speak for right now.
There are some things I can cast that will protect him specifically. If we could keep the blur going, and I could split damage with him, that could help.
The only reason I said he should stay, and correct me if I'm wrong because you know yourself better than I do, Panther, but doesn't he have to actually be very up close to the devil in order to attack it?
That's why I think it's best if I try to protect him. He's going to need to be up close with me if he wants to do any damage. There are some things I can do to help make him harder to hit or to take less damage if he's close.
Can I try something?
Sure.
I don't know if it's a good idea, but I'm gonna tell the party first. So I don't know if this will work, but I was researching my spells recently, and I could possibly maybe try Feign Death, because it's supposed to make it any spells used to determine the target status. It dismisses them. I don't know if that would last, but maybe it would, for 2 hours, maybe the devil would be fooled and be like, oh snap. And I could just see if this curse goes away. The devil goes away. I mean, I would probably want to try it on Setlali, because you seem to have a connection to the devil guy. We'd have to wait 2 hours. And then we'd wake you up. You'd wake up. I don't know if that would work, though. I don't know much about devils.
You'd have to still do it on both of us.
Well, I'm just wondering if he thinks you're dead for 2 hours, if it kind of breaks the tie. And then when you wake up, you would see if you're tied to him still. I still think we should kill him, but I'm just saying, like, maybe it would make it so it was a more even battle.
Would she have to be unconscious while that was happening?
Yeah,
Okay.
it puts him in a cataleptic state.
I was thinking maybe we could use it to help sneak up on them, but if she's not able to move while it's going on, then we can't use it for that. I'm worried it won't be that easy, but I also don't see what we have to lose by trying it.
I unfortunately just realized, though, if we're now looking at these things, I would need a pinch of graveyard dirt.
Oh, just go to a graveyard instead.
Materials are important.
I thought that was the point of my thing, though.
For anything that didn't have a gold cost.
Yeah, so would that not, for the feigned death?
That would work
No.
for that.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to make sure, because now I'm, like, hesitant about it.
It's a good thing to check. As soon as anything has a gold value, that's when it's like, yeah, we should probably get the item or something. Like, that divination
Okay.
spell, I don't really care about the gold cost. I would much rather it be, like, whatever god
An
you're trying
actual
to command
item.
with, it matter to their...
It wasn't meant to be shady. I was like, I genuinely
No, I
know
don't think
now.
so. No, you're good.
Okay.
But would it be possible for Panther to wear a ring?
No, it is not.
I mean, I could polymorph him into a human, but I did have a secret plan that I was gonna enlarge him into a super panther.
That's not a bad idea.
Also, you
actually.
can't
That was-
polymorph him into a human. You can polymorph him into another animal.
But maybe I could polymorph him into a beast that is humanoid,
Like an ape.
like a frog.
Oh,
Yep,
a frog.
like a-
Yeah,
oh.
as a frog is a humanoid.
Frog is a humanoid?
I don't know why. Don't frogs have fingers? No,
Yeah,
an ape works good too.
but
I like an ape.
they're not really figure. We're moving on.
Put a ring on that monkey's finger. Alright.
So, do we not want to try the feigned death option now?
I don't think there's a problem with trying it.
Well, come here, Sir Ollie.
Oh, maybe you should put
Sure.
her in bed or something.
No, right here is perfect. Let's go.
Okay. I cast feigned death.
Well, alright.
As you accept it, the spell kind of takes over, and there is kind of just cold blackness that overtakes your vision as you... And you're caught and set down gently, but you are in this state.
Now
As
we
you
wait
wait-
for 2 hours.
You wait your 2 hours.
Well.
And after that,
I got a mustache on.
it's like hard to breathe, but you are breathing again as you come out of this state.
So.
How do I feel?
As similar as before.
So didn't work.
You feel the connection still to him?
Oh yes. It gets stronger the closer we get, so yeah. But it was a good try.
No. Okay. That would have been really cool if it was that easy, though.
Yeah, we could have done that a while ago.
I forgot I had it, but then I was looking at my necromancy spells, and I was like, oh.
Liam, do you think you could grind up some silver and iron for me? before we go in.
Sure.
All right.
Should be an issue.
I don't need a lot. Just a little pouch at most.
So, what is the plan, though?
I think we get there and we look for the mine. We see if the devil's there. I think essentially once we get close, it becomes whether we find it or it finds us. Maybe Set Lolly can help narrow it down, but
Yeah, I can do that. Do you want me to do it now, or would you like me to do it?
we might as well do it once we're close.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked in the Angmar, so if we get close and try it again, it might work then.
So we're just going to go in there and hope for the best?
Find a devil and kill it.
I can.
Yeah, that so far is the plan, it seems.
Okay.
I can bless Panther to make him to protect him from devils during the fight. At least if I have those materials. If I do that, he can be in close, and hopefully it'll keep him safe. If it's looking bad, we'll probably need him to get out.
Dumb question. Is a devil considered an aberration?
No.
And or celestial?
No. It is considered a fiend.
Oh! Perfect!
Why? What do you got?
I have protection from evil and good.
So do I. In that case, we can put it on both Panther and me. Because I was initially going to put it on
Well,
me.
here's... Huh. Here's my problem. It takes concentration.
Yeah, you would have to use non-concentration spells while you were fighting.
I don't have those. I want you to be aware of that.
Question for the group. How many spells do we have in the Ring of Spell Storing?
1.
And how many can we put in there?
Up
You
to
can
level 5.
Yeah, so there's like 5
So-
slots, so basically there's 1 level 5 spell in there right now.
So couldn't we put that spell in the ring?
We would get rid of our healing spell, but yes.
That also wouldn't change the concentration problem. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Well, that's why I don't cast spells.
yeah. I mean, if Setlali used the Ring of Spell Storing, then it's Setlali's concentration that's holding the spell up. And so I won't be casting concentration spells.
But then she can't be blurred, and we can't have anything on her. She can't use her concentration for the blur.
Is that a fact? Yes, it is. That's a concentration spell. Oh boy.
Here's what I'm thinking. Warding Bond is not concentration, and it lasts for an hour. We'd need some rings, so I don't know if we'd be able to put it on Panther just because of the ring situation. But,
Wait, Warding Bond takes rings?
yeah, you and the person that you're protecting need to wear rings.
Oh.
But it lasts for an hour. It gives them a +1 bonus to AC, and you take half their damage.
What about his tail? Just make one big enough to put on his tail.
I wish. Well, I guess that would be a
mean-
Tyler making a ruling.
That was
if
an
it's
out of
okay.
character.
Yeah, I mean, the thing
comment.
here is it's not like a magical item you have to attune to.
Yeah.
It's a link between two people. So
So theoretically, if it was like on a string around his neck, like would that
Also,
work?
the bow tie is a circle. Kidding.
Because if that's the
needs
case,
to be worth 50 gold points each.
which is not that expensive, we could get Insta-Stead easily, or you could craft.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if I have spare titanium, but we could get some.
titanium? Is it a platinum? It doesn't matter. Either way, we could
Oh,
buy
platinum,
it. We could buy it pretty easy. It's not. It doesn't need to be like a. It doesn't need to have a gem or anything. It's just platinum ring.
Yeah, you're right. Platinum.
So we can grab that component pretty easy. Both you and me are capable of doing Warding Bond.
Yeah.
Uh,
You the plus side of you is that you're up the downside of having you do it is that you're up close, so you're more likely to take hits. The downside of having me do it is that I have
But if I'm,
less health than you.
but if I'm also on protection from evil and good, there's disadvantage
True.
on attacks against me.
Right.
So the odds that I get hit are pretty low. If both of the people that are going to be fighting melee have protection from evil and good, and he's got a warding bond on him. I guess potentially you could do that since you're not going to be up there if that's what you want to do. But then that's a concentration on you. And do you have concentration issues? How many concentration spells do you have? I mean, let me rephrase that. Wait.
That was
I
not
do.
a nice way to use that.
I mean, the main one is I was also going to be casting Blur on myself.
That's fair. I guess it really comes down to how much he's going to be focusing his attacks on Setlali and Panther. If he's focusing on just Setlali and Panther, the odds of you needing to be blurred are a lot
But
lower.
we don't know that. With the odds of us fighting him alone are pretty slim as well, and I'm solid at crowd control, assuming I'm not surrounded and killed by that crowd. So
Wait, warding bond isn't concentration. It's fine.
right, you were just saying that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so literally you could put it on him and it wouldn't take up your concentration. And then that would cut all damage that he takes in half.
If him or me are about to die via it, I could have Pangolin get him out of there. Pangolin's still at double speed right now.
We do also have Pangolin. So we'll have me and
Yes.
Pangolin there to try and deflect attacks and...
Well, he can't self-repair right now. And I can't mend him on the field, so Pangolin will be a limited resource. Oh, I know, I do have mending still. Great, never mind. I can repair him, but I have to touch him to do it.
Well, as you guys continue to think about this, is there anything else you would like to do with your day?
Oh, I have to pick new spells then.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to choose new spells if you don't want
No,
to.
I picked spells for the day before.
Okay.
So but yes.
Moving forward, you the mansion is pushing through. You're getting back into forests and more mountainous regions the closer you're getting to the southern coasts. You're seeing many more pines and firs. The trees are turning into birches and yews. There are several different kinds of alcoves to be pushing the house through. This is my last question to you in moving the house. Where would you like to position it? As you have gotten to the area that you need to be in, but taking this right up into the quarry is going to be suspect, unless you want to just roll up in.
We could try to hide... You said the town was close to where the quarry was? We could try to put it by where the town was and disguise it as a broken down house or something. Do some illusory terrain.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm just doing spells, but that sounds good to me.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
Would Asmodeus know every devil and whether they were hunting people down, since they are the ruler of the 9 hells?
How do you mean no?
Like, would he, like, he's their boss, right? So, like, would he know what their work schedule... I'm trying to make a joke out of it, but, like, would he keep track of all of them? Would he know what they're up to? Would he know, like... So, if I tried to contact him, not that they would talk to me, but if I tried to contact them and see which one is currently, like, chilling in my soul and trying to kill me, not that I would get a 100% answer, but would they potentially be able to answer that?
The 2 parts to this answer are, yeah, you could figure that they'd know the answer. You have not even an inkling of a feeling that they would answer. Or that they would answer truthfully. Or that they would answer without a price. Or that they would want to help you at all. This devil wants your soul. He wants that devil to have your soul so that it empowers his realm. He wants you to fail. Probably not the person to talk to.
Would my god know?
Probably not.
Damn. Okay, never mind. was hoping to help everyone figure out their
It
spells.
was a good
if I
try.
knew
It
what
was a
we
good
were
ask.
Up against.
It's a
Sorry,
good
y'all.
ask. It's just that it's like it's not a thing that you're probably gonna find out before you meet them.
Ugh, so rude.
All right. Well, I mean, I can't unless I would think it's better for me to do damage and Panther to hold back than to not be able to do damage, like do bigger damage. So I'm gonna not do that.
Establish, is Panther willing to hold back?
No. You can stop me if you want, I guess. Just doesn't seem like it's worth it.
I think you should fight your battles.
Well, I want to fight. Here's the truth. It either kills me now, kills all of you, and kills me later, or we end it here and we find another way to end it later. If I stay here and you lose, we're in the same boat. I don't see the worth of it. Protect me how you wish. But I'm not going there to die. I'm not gonna be crazy. Does that make sense? Talking about a being that we can be as prepared as we want to do. As we can be prepared as we want to be. We can have a perfect plan. 5 seconds in, it'll change. It'll have to. So, I think we should just be prepared to not know something. We've done our part. We've done the best we can to prepare. To be ready. Now it's time to think on our feet. As the house comes to a halt, you hear some of the steam escaping from its tumultuous journey. It rests. Operates itself lower. You are at a resting. It is now or never.
We doing the ring thing? Having set Lolly cast protection from good and evil on Panther via that?
I went ahead and took 100 gold out of it. I assume it'd be easy to just have gone into Sestad and gotten 2.
That's why I was just moving on. I wasn't
Cool.
worried about it.
Yeah, so I've gotten 2 rings. I don't know if Lolly's able to.
She
cast
can't do
it.
that and blur.
Right, not that on Blur.
Yeah, I think the you and I are the ones who are capable of putting that spell up. Either way, I think we, and if we put the ring like on a string or chain around Panther's neck, can we feasibly do warding
Yes,
bond
by
with
the
him?
nature of the spell, it's not a magical ring, it's just a bond.
Cool. So we can put it on Panther. Excellent. Do you think it's best for you or me to have that on?
I'll do it.
Okay. If things go bad, if you need to cut it off, I have a backup plan for evacuating Panther if we need it.
Alright, Pangolin will be there as well. So,
Yeah.
and he's fast.
Between Pangolin and I, we'll just try to shut down as much of his attacks as we can. Everybody needs to hit it with the strongest stuff they can right away.
So I should become a dragon?
The strongest stuff you can that might not potentially permanently wound you for forever. unless it comes to that. But
Oh, well, I have to know before I do anything, because it's quite powerful.
I would.
It is quite taxing.
Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can do other stuff first before pulling in Dragonmon. Although that is a very good ace in the hole.
I mean, I have to know soon. Do we think we need more numbers? Like, should I bring Wolf 1, Wolf 2, and Ripper?
I wouldn't bring the animals.
Okay.
I think all that would happen is I don't want them to be in danger here.
I don't either. I just wanted to make sure. I know that Panther is like a friend to them. Is a friend to them.
Yeah, but I think they would do more to help him by being here for him to come back to. Alright. Where's our line? Where's my Panther? Yeah.
Stepping out of the front door.
Wait.
Oh.
Can I run to Yvonne really quick and be like, ask if she has anything in that magical cabinet of hers that would be helpful? The portfolios?
Well, I mean, as you sort of like run to the shop and she's, maybe? To do what?
We're gonna fight a devil, so maybe like something to protect from good and evil, but without concentrating on it. Or whatever you got, really.
I could hide the house.
I think hiding the house is good, yeah.
Yeah, that works. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
If we don't come back, though, I have no way of letting you know that, so never mind. We'll let you know when we win. If you don't hear from us in, like, maybe a month.
Okay. I mean, I also have the mirror, and I have ways to know.
I bugged you all. Oh, sorry. I didn't.
It's like I'll find out. But just come back then.
Okay. Thanks for hiding the house. If you think of anything that you have, send a friend. I go.
Okay. She's like, you got it. So, from there.
I was hoping that would be more climactic. She's like, I have this magical thing.
That would have been nice, wouldn't it?
I'm bringing the whole entourage, Steel Defender, and my homunculus. My homunculus could probably take an hit, just so we know. That's not going to be a very effective sidekick. But he's there with us. Helped us last time we were devil chasing. Good luck, charm.
Turtlet?
Yeah.
Nice. Alright.
So,
Lolly, do you want to try and get a read on which way he is, and then...
Yeah, sure. $13.
It is so much closer that before you even get fully concentrated, you feel that tether miles away.
Are we going in the right direction? Oh, I
Sorry,
guess I gotta snap out of it first.
Yeah. Say that again?
I was gonna ask if we were going in the right direction.
It's to the east. is about the best you can manage. It's a very
Cool.
powerful feeling, and it's not hurtful, it's not taxing necessarily in that way, but it is one of those things. It's like looking at a bright light. It's hard to not see it burned under your eyelids, kind of a thing. Go ahead and roll your Constitution saving throw.
With +4.
Oh.
+4.
Sure.
Thought I would take Chris's line for that one.
Right there.
Well, with it, I got a 26, so I hope that's enough.
A 26. It's, as all the other times before, it is hard to let go, but as soon as it does ruin sever the tether, you're able to breathe.
You said it was east. Is that the way the quarry is? Nameless.
Yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't know my hometown very well and spend much time there, so it's a little hard, a little fuzzy sometimes. So I have to ask a guiding force to help me.
Guidance.
I moved. The number of times I asked Tyler to clarify what I'm about to say to y'all is shocking. Staggering.
I was like, mm-hmm.
All right.
That person named the stone which was...
All right. We're going on a devil hunt.
And I'm not afraid.
We're
I got
going
some
on devil
rings
hunt.
and a wand. So warding
And my
bond lasts.
hair's in a braid.
You step out onto the front steps of the mansion. As it is still a much higher level of land than the ground below. You have to climb down on the outside, sort of like rope, right? And climbing down the ladder, getting to the actual ground below, you see kind of like Yvonne poke her head over the edge and kind of wave off. Pangolin does this kind of like deep kind of doesn't I don't know. I imagine you guys have some sort of pulley for him or something. You guys don't usually use the front entrance that often, but you guys figure it out. Because Panther would have to get down a similar way, so. You. Let me open up my notes again. Sorry. It's from here, Nameless. It is just a bit south. You're kind of recognizing some of the landscape and keeping it in mind with what you know, and what you remember. The river, and then by extension further out the ocean was to your southwest. So you're kind of you guys, when you were traveling through, saw the river further down, so you guys are kind of in the direction you need to be heading. Heading maybe less than a mile before you come upon the charred buildings and scattered remains of the mining town. These blackened wood and this crumbled stone paints a sort of sorrowful end to a small community. Shadows of the dead painted on the walls. But in all of that, new life has sprouted, and instead a field of geraniums litter the space. Invasive but sustaining. New grass, new fields of... By your notice, Nameless, many animals have journeyed through here, fed on the sort of new plant growth and the like. It, in death, became part of the forest again. Much of the old streets that were paved and carved are broken, and no longer entirely walkable, just because of all the grass and things sprouting from it. To the east, a wave, like a smell, is kind of just lingering in the air. And there's a little bit of a runoff right towards the northern parts of the northeastern parts of the town. There is this slight creek, and as you kind of inspect it, it's like this gray sludge, and it kind of just keeps trailing eastward and onward. Kind of like clay texture.
Is that like in the direction that we're supposed to go? Because I really want to go upstream and follow it, but I don't know if that's going to be like a total like disregard to the moment.
The mines are to the east. It's heading in. It's in the direction you guys are wanting to be heading.
Got a feeling it's connected. Was it like this before, or
Burned?
no? The water.
No. This is new.
Mm. You want to follow it?
Yeah. I would like to see why it's like that.
Okay.
But if I could just have a moment, I haven't been here.
Yeah. I'll keep watch.
Gonna go up to the area where my house hut would have been.
Sort of northern outskirts of town. Right towards the edge. Right where the forest begins and the town ends. You see the simple structure, barely larger than it's about 20 feet by 20 feet. It's not that big. It's very simplistic. Towards its back, you do notice that there are still remnants of the garden and the sort of the posts and the signatures for which the actual small farm used to differentiate between its herbs and its vegetables and the like. The door is open, and
I would go through.
things are tattered, broken. Years of weather and storms and animals, by the smell of it, have come through this place. Even in its weakened and broken, flamed, like sort of the state, it still has a good amount of structure. And it just doesn't look the same. It's bigger. Or, scratch that. You're bigger.
I think I would, I'm gonna take a big liberty. I'm gonna see if there's, like, a wall where maybe, like, my mom, like, kept my height. And then if it's still intact, like, take my, like, like,
You could
like
take
an
something
arrow
if
or
you're gonna,
something.
you could take something
Yeah.
and mark it. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah.
And just, like, look at the difference. And, just, like, take a kiss, put it on there. I hope I don't see you soon, but if I do, I can't wait. And leave. Probably take a couple of moments beforehand, before, like, reuniting with people, but
In one of those moments, kind of hanging out by the farm, just looking at some of the things that she used to protect the house and kind of just general charms and those kind of things. No specific things. In ferns, in bushes that line the forest, you hear rustling. And you hear a little.
I go to it. Towards it.
As you like, what's your? What I got to say this way. What's your energy going towards this place?
What the heck?
Okay,
But I think also I'm kind of hopeful that maybe it's, like, my mom coming in a different form. So, like, curious.
You kind of rush forward, and then you no, I get you, and you move the bushes by. There are two children sitting, sort of crouched, cowering, looking at you. They're dirty. They seem at least somewhat fed. Their clothes are, like, slightly tattered, but, like, the dirty part is just sort of like, yeah, they seem to be living in these clothes right now. It's a young. You can tell just by their size they're young. It's a dragonborn and a young human, and they just sort of sit there, looking at you.
Small creatures, why are you here?
Just kind of look around for a second. We're just here.
Doing.
And then the dragonborn, like, hits the you're not supposed to say it. It's like, she's look at her. She's scary.
Should I? I'm not scary, but I don't know why you're here.
Ben told us that something was coming and we had to hide.
Who's Ben?
And the dragonborn's like, don't tell him. Ben's no one.
Do you know what this place is?
It's ours now. You've gotta go. And the dragonborn, like, tries to step up and just doesn't look at you in the face, but just kind of we're not hiding from you anymore.
Okay.
And the dragonborn, like, picks up the human and they just kind of like start to like skirt around you in the way where they're like trying not to look away from you.
I think I grab them, like their
Okay.
their wrist or something.
All right, let's make a contested strength check here.
Yee, my not suit.
Yeah, I
Hey,
mean,
not
but
bad.
they're also children.
Where is strength? Oh, up here. Oh, I don't know why I'm looking. I have a 13.
Well, they rolled a 12. So you catch the human on the wrist, and then say, "Don't."
I don't want to hurt you.
Ben!
I want to help.
And the human just shouts out for Ben, and the rest of you kind of notice that in other little spots from the other, like some of you maybe if any of you are kind of just like looking around or like kind of notice they just like spring out from nowhere. There's about 8 of them. 8 of them sort of like spring up and sprint towards the other kids, and you're met with this like a couple other you see elves and there's potentially a dwarf kid. You don't know exactly, but there are a couple of different races here from all around that make up this little gaggle of kids. And there's this one, they're ranging in ages, but most of them, yeah, it's like still very clearly children. There's one that seems to be just about maybe 15 or 16, and he steps in. He sees that you're holding on to one of their wrists, and he just says, "Please, just let him go."
Are you Ben?
Yeah, I'm Ben, and you should just. It's okay. We're not gonna hurt anyone. We're not gonna hurt you. And that's we've got more people. All right, our parents are about to come home.
Can I tell if he's lying?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Come on. 10.
I mean, it's a pretty bad lie. Like, yeah, he's lying.
Okay.
You even catch him like, nope, that wasn't right.
I don't want to hurt you, but I don't
Wait,
understand
did you guys
why
just
you're
have
here.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we just had like a little.
There's like a rolling, like semi-blackout, like that apparently hit the whole city at once.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fascinating.
Sorry.
I didn't have it.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't want to hurt you, but I don't understand why you're here. Do you know what this place is?
No.
So why are you here?
And they kind of see the other 3 of you behind them.
All right.
Well, maybe. And you see, like, a couple of the kids are like, you're still kind of like holding on to the kid in front of you, and so the other ones are still kind of like looking at the kid and looking at you and seeing what's going to happen. And Ben just says, "Well, we're from a town not far from here. Okay, our parents, these kids' parents and mine are miners. Okay, they work in the quarry, and we've had to run away, and we would just appreciate it if you would just go. You know, like we're not here to cause problems, but we're just here to we're figuring our stuff out, okay?"
I let go of the kid.
he just
Why
kind of
did
like
you-
immediately runs over. All of them kind of like huddle up a little bit more.
Why did you have to run away?
You just something's going on. We don't know. Just one day they just our parents always worked the mine. It was a good job. It's what we all knew. It was we were treated right. We were treated well, but one day they didn't come home. They didn't come home for days. And then when they did, when they finally came home, it's like they just had no control. No control. They just ate, drank, slept, and were gone again for days. And they wouldn't respond to anything. They weren't talking. And so we tried to ask some of the people there what was going on, and nobody was listening to us. And we found out the war broke out, and we weren't certain what was going on. And so I thought, look, I need to protect these kids. Just don't tell anybody that we're here, okay? We never thought we'd find something like this. It's the only reason we're alive.
Is this place is the reason why you're alive?
Yeah, I mean, these buildings, and I mean, you're standing on a thing that it was already here, you know. It was a good soil and a good place to. We're not farmers, you know. We don't entirely know what we're doing, but it just sort of kept working, you know. It just kind of kept. We've been here for weeks, and this place it helps us. And one of the other kids speaks up. It just gives us. It gives us the stuff to live.
It's good for that. I won't tell anyone about you guys. But just do me a favor, okay? When you guys farm, when you do whatever you do, just make sure you thank the earth, you thank nature. This was a town before a village. Founded in that. But I'm happy. It's a cycle of life, I guess. I'm happy that it is bringing you happiness and safety. I don't have anything to offer you. Except for maybe, I don't know. I look at the rest of the party. Do you guys have anything to help keep these kids safe?
Just. What are you all doing here? They look at all three of you and look at you. And some of the kids start noticing Panther, and a couple of them are like Big Kitty, and a couple of them are like Big Kitty. And they see Flanagan, they see Pangolin, they just see all of this, like the all of who you are. And these kids are just like, why would you? Are you here to help us?
I mean, the honest answer was we didn't know you were here, so no. But I guess what we're trying to do will help you possibly.
We're here because of some weird things going on in the mine. It's possible that it's all related.
Weird stuff. Yeah, I mean that's what's. And Ben keeps talking. He's like, yeah, weird stuff. That's what's happening to them. It's super weird. They just it was like it was like weeks ago. They were fine. Everything was good. And you know, the Archduke came to visit, and then all of a sudden people were like, it's ever since the war broke out. It's so weird. It's just like I don't know what's happening, and we don't know how to help them. We tried everything. We tried to talk to them. We tried hitting them. We tried pulling them away, and they just didn't stop. They kept focusing on the mine, and I don't know.
The Archduke?
Yeah, Archduke Quill. He's the one who owns the mine. He's the one who he's the guy that like employed our parents. He gave them jobs, and he's the reason that our town was ever as flourished as it was.
I just kind of give Nameless a look. Like, the best thing you could do is stay here where it's safe for now. We'll figure out what's going on.
Ben, is it? You here seem to be in charge here.
I'm just yeah.
If you guys, is there a town nearby? Traders? Have you guys been getting supplies in any way, or?
No, that's what I'm saying. This place, it does it. It's helped us cultivate some food, and the trees around here are pretty plentiful, and it's. I mean, my dad taught me a little bit about hunting, and fishing, and so we've been going down to the river and doing some of that.
Right.
Little dragonborn's like, and I helped. Little flame. There's not another city around your town for miles. I mean, that was what our town was it was a nice little stopgap for some people. It's along a supply chain in some circles, but it all still goes through the Archduke. So I mean, like, I was hoping that I could have got it. I mean, we're just kids. We tried seeing if we could talk to him, but we couldn't get in.
Right. If you had some cash, would you be able to get supplies from anywhere?
I don't know.
You don't know.
We're not sick. We're not hurting, and I mean, we were trying to make a plan to see if we could find the Archduke or send a letter for help, but he kind of leans and he's like, some of these kids are super young. I can't take them anywhere. I can't leave them, and we can't trust any just one kid to go. We all have to go or we don't go, and I don't think we're going to find any other place like this. I can't just trust that we're going to find something like this along the road. It's at least a week's journey to the next city by foot.
Well, hopefully, what we're looking into in the mines, we'll be able to help you out.
We'll check in soon.
Oh, okay.
Just don't go there. And I
Don't-
point to the
to your
my, yeah.
okay. And like two of the kids look like really embarrassed.
What were they doing in there?
And I'm gonna reveal some secret that I would know. Like maybe there's like a secret area where certain berries grow or something. To be like helpful. I don't have any. I wish I had Druidcraft. I don't have it though.
Yeah, simple enough to do. You know the area pretty well, and you kind of direct them to say like, look, if you're gonna if you're gonna try to fish, or you're gonna try to hunt, stop doing it so close to the town. They'll stop coming so close. If you go out a little bit farther, go about a mile. If you go about a mile south, you'll find some pretty great game, and you'll also find these berries. You'll find some things that will. It's like and look for these plants. These plants will help sickness. Like they will help you if you start to feel feverish or these other things. You need to have these things on hand if you don't have any other supply. Right. So you give them a kind of nice survivalist, and tell them like this is what it looks like. This is what it tastes like.
But remember, don't go in there.
Don't quit. If there's only one rule, don't go in there. They're like, oh yeah, okay, that's super easy, sure.
Alright.
Has the water been? When did the water turn like this? Since you've been here?
Yeah, it's kind of how we found it.
How long ago did you find this place?
Like I said, when we ran away, one night we just kind of decided that we had to go get help. And if nobody was going to listen to us, we had to go do it ourselves. And the thing was that anytime that we would try to leave the houses after we tried to talk to the Archduke, they noticed. They kept trying to keep us in. So we had to sneak away. And
Your family kept you in?
yeah, I mean, our family, the battalion that's stationed there, they try to keep us in, but, well, you know, we just know that there's a runoff from the mine when they're having to sift through the rock to find the ore. They've got to push that downstream, so this is that stream. So we just followed that. We figured if we followed it, we would find the coast, and from there we could make our way to the next city. You know, we wanted to try to stick away from the main roads. I don't know, none of us have ever left. It was the best idea we had, and it found us this place. It goes straight into it goes straight under the city and into the parts of the mine. It's a little messy, but they don't really watch it as often.
I wish I had better wisdom to give you all children. I'm not a parental figure. But we'll try to fix your families.
One of them kind of like raises their hand.
Sure, you. Go ahead.
She's just like, she points to Panthers. Is it nice?
Yes.
He's working on it.
It won't hurt you.
And he kind of, as she sort of looks and really desperately wants to pet him and like sort of touch him, he looks to you with a really.
I'm gonna look at him with a "you owe me."
And he kind of just like places his head into the hand, and for the first time in a long time, does not speak and simply just starts to like rub up on the little girl, just kind of like, and she's like, oh, it's like so much that she's like, oh,
That would be me as a kid.
I'm gonna whisper to Philip and Liam and be like, remember when he didn't speak and that's all we thought he could do? Funny us.
I meant to ask you, is Flanagan with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably brought him down on the pulley system.
He's just like, well, you could also just have summoned him on the ground.
That's a waste of a spell slot.
No, I mean, like, you could go to the ground and then summon him.
It's a waste of a spell slot.
Jesus. He sort of like begrudgingly keeps getting touched by the kids, and after a moment, you do kind of see him like, yeah, right. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, stop touching him. We have to go now. We'll be back though.
All right.
And as the four of you, as the seven of you step away, there's a moment, Nameless, where you do see him stop by the hut, and just kind of look in.
Did you want to go in?
On the way back. I don't know if I've
You're
earned
very
it.
optimistic for someone who has a devil after them.
Well, I guess I'd rather wash myself of something before stepping in there. I know this isn't that moment. But if we kill her today, yeah, I might be able to step in then.
I would like that, to kill her. I wish I could say it's not your fault.
It is.
I know. But I'm trying to understand a little bit more. And I think it's the least you can do to kill Arwen with me. And you're right. I will be glad to show you when we come back. Just don't die.
Don't let me.
Okay. So I was like, that's kind of, don't blame me, but like, I'll try.
Yeah. As you head east, the seven of you, thinking of your plan and tactics, we'll go ahead and take a break. And we'll be back here in just a little bit to kind of sync up what the rest of the plan is. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
What? It's a live break. Ooh, she looked oily. Whatever. Hi, everyone. It is me, Chelsea. I play Nameless. I don't know if anyone can hear me or if there's anyone even here. But thank you for tuning in, if you are. Oh, there is a person here. Oh, it's Chris. I didn't mean to say it like that. But yay. Well, cool. I'm glad you all can hear me. So, I basically why I'm here for the break, and you'll notice there's a little bar right there. Why I am here is to tell you about what happened last night with our charity stream and kind of what is happening still. So last night, if you did not tune in, it's now available as a VOD. Will be available tomorrow as a podcast, and will also be available on our YouTube channel. We'd had words. We had our first ever live stream event, and it was for charity, which I've put, if you can see in the chat, it was for the AAPI Women's Lead I'm Ready movement. Thank you, Christopher. What we decided to do with everything going on, we spoke with all of the players that were involved from all over the world, and we all felt that this was a charity that spoke to us. It was something that we really wanted to be able to do, to raise more awareness. The game started out as just a way to celebrate women in tabletop gaming. That was always my goal with the game. When I originally presented it, that was the goal. And then everything started happening, and we all kind of spoke, and we're like, why don't we make this a charity stream? And every player that we had cast was like, yeah, that's great, let's do it. And so we have now, yesterday did it, and we raised, as you can, the bar part is really hard. We have raised $350.75 thus far. And I honestly, I was floored when that happened. Raising that much money for a charity that I care about, for women, for AAPI women, I was so excited. And I'm very excited that we're keeping that open for anyone who's watching tonight's stream, anyone who is watching the podcast, watching the, I don't know, apparently I think you can just watch podcasts, whatever. Whoever's listening to the podcast, anyone along those lines, you can look underneath. There is a purple button that says donate, or you can go to streamlabs.com/natural_ones, and you'll be able to donate there. Literally, I think the minimum is $1, but if all you can donate is $1, I honestly tell you from the bottom of my heart how much that means to me. People's generosity last night during the live stream, I'm gonna get choked up now talking about it, but I was truly in awe. And it was already really emotional night because it was our first live stream event, and seriously, if you can check it out, like I said, it's as a VOD podcast tomorrow or YouTube on Saturday. It was some of the most fun I've had while not playing D&D, and then I started to see people make donations, and I set the bar at $100, and then you all blew my mind and donated more. And so I would greatly appreciate it if you are able to help. If not, even just sharing the link is huge. If you're able to just share the link to a couple of friends. Like I said, we're keeping it open until Sunday, which is when the rerun will happen of this episode stream. I'm so hip with the lingo. Um, but anything along those lines, you'll still be able to donate if you're watching the restream of this. And the goal is we want to give back through tabletop gaming. This year has been terrible. And it progressively keeps bringing out for me the worst in humans, is what I've been seeing. And I'm sorry if this is me, Chelsea, speaking, not the natural ones. So I'm sorry if this. I'm sure everyone will be on the same page as me, but and it's really disheartening to see people being hated on for who they are. And if we can help, if I can use my voice as a woman, as a creative, as a person to help another person, like, that is insanely amazing. And so that's what this stream did, and that's what made me realize just how awesome people are too. And sometimes we need a little bit of a reminder of that. And last night's stream with the famed Fatales, if anyone who's watching tonight, or any of the restreams or whatever, if you're watching any of those things, thank you. Like, truly from the bottom of my heart. Even if you didn't donate last night, just watching it meant the world to me. I had never done a live production before, so it meant a lot to me to be able to also have people there just supporting women in tabletop gaming as well. And I guess that's all I really have to say about it. If you, I could tell you what the charity is about, but I truly think, like, visit the website. It's in the chat. And you'll learn, hear it from them. I'm here to amplify their voice rather than be their voice. And I implore you to, even if you can't donate to this cause, donate some time to help somebody, because I've spent a lot of today and yesterday thinking about how I, as one person, can positively impact another, and that will then impact their positivity. They'll be, it's the butterfly effect, or the chain, the dominoes, whatever the correct thing is. I can't wear these glasses. I'm 90% sure they're crooked. And so I just keep pushing them up, and yeah, that's it. But then I can't really see, so I'm going to have to put them back on when I switch back to the break. But whatever, it's okay. But, yeah, like, I'll talk about the stream a little bit, and then we'll just go back to the action. I know it's not that long of a break. Email. Sorry. So last night's stream, we had women from all over the world. We had some joining us from a different time. I think every single person was in a different time zone, more or less. But we had time zones from all over, and that we all came together to play an amazing game. From our DM was from Scotland. She pulled an all-nighter to give us. Truly, it was such a unique story, and it was one that was so fully fleshed out, and I hope we get to explore it further. But I don't know, it was such a joy to just watch women supporting each other. And especially during Women's History Month, it was just wonderful. And I if you can, please check out the VOD podcast or the YouTube episode. and share it with people. And it's something that I think all of us here at Natural Ones are really proud of, but I know, like, from a personal standpoint, I was really proud of it, too. So, it was a lot of work, and I hope, I don't know, Chris, you're watching, I think, maybe, I don't know, you're not, but if you are watching, I think that that's something that we would all like to continue to do, but if Chris says no, then I rescind my statement. Not that Chris, like, has ruling over it all, I'm just, like, saying, like, this is why I shouldn't do these alone. I'm just, like, talking to myself. I'm just monologuing, y'all. Just gonna watch myself play some more Dungeons and Dragons. But it was just... That's streaming, babe. Just talking to myself? That's weird. I mean, here's the thing. I guess if that's the norm, then I'm doing it. I'm a streamer, Mom. Ooh, awkward. Anyways, but yes, go back to why I'm here and back to what I'm talking about. But what I learned so much from the production standpoint of it, but it was so exciting to see different types of play style with some of our other players. Like, we had Jackie, who plays Setlali on this ongoing stream. We had her join us in the Famed Fatales. And seeing different game styles and, like, what works best with people and what gets them excited. And when we interviewed all of the women that we interviewed, when we told them the message was of the Natural Ones is to tell engaging, heartfelt, and truthful stories through tabletop gaming rather than just big fights all the time. Like, of course that is part of D&D, and I, like, wouldn't try. I'm terrible at fighting, but, like, you know, that's just the hard truth that I'm just such a pacifist. No, I'm just kidding. Like, but I'm just saying that, like, what am I saying? Oh, that, like, watching people get excited about the storytelling of D&D was just so exciting, and to see that like, I wasn't alone, and that we weren't alone. I knew I wasn't, and I knew that other people enjoyed that aspect as well. But it was so cool to just see women excited about it. And almost every single one of them had a resounding response when I was like, is this something, why are you into this? And they all agreed that they felt like women are underrepresented in D&D. And so doing a live stream yesterday, and I guess now we're officially ending we're not ending Women's History is what I almost just said. Ending Women's History Month is ending it like this is just my heart is so full. And especially anyone who donated yesterday, really, and actually, I don't know why I keep saying that. Anyone who just watched, you really did. You made my heart grow like 3 sizes, and I don't know. And I can only ask, like, if you are able to, please donate. But if not, just sharing the love. That's all I mean, I was incredibly stressed out, as people can attest to. And when I saw what the games was doing and what the purpose of the game was, I guess, if that makes sense, it reminded me of, like, why I like doing these things and why I like playing D&D and why we can all use our this channel, what we can use this channel for. And I personally hope to bring more content like last night. And I hope that you all enjoyed it. And if you haven't watched yet, that you will enjoy it. And That's it, really. That's all I have to say. It's just lots of thanks and lots of gratitude to everyone involved. I'll shout out my Natural Ones team because I can. So I'm going to. It's my microphone. But Jackie, I thank her for taking the time to create a new character and play on this whirlwind of an adventure with new cast and help me co-produce in some aspects. Chris for dealing with all of my neurosis and dealing with my endless freakouts. Tyler and Miles both for just being like the biggest hype people ever, and just being insanely supportive. I mean, the whole team was, but Miles stuck it out the whole entire time. Not stuck it out. It was late, you know. But and then the women who we had, I want to thank them. Fran, Christiana, Elliot, Kelly, and Fall. Thank you. And to everyone who's watching tonight, and to everyone who will watch, and to anyone who watched, thank you. Again, as a reminder, we'll be keeping the charity bar down, I keep going down here, we'll be keeping that open until Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you are able to donate anytime between now and then, please come back to our Twitch channel, or again, it's streamlabs.com/natural_ones, and that will help us try to reach our new goal of $500. We've already surpassed my goal, like, so if we can hit this new goal, that would be amazing. And thank you. You all are. I'm sending so much love to every single one of you. I don't know how long I've been doing this. So that's that. I guess I should have started a timer. I was very nervous. I can't see the script I wrote because I can't use my glasses. So, thank you. I hope you're enjoying this episode, I guess. It's a drastically different playstyle than last night. Not drastically different, that's hyperbolizing that slightly, but it's different. And so if you did subscribe from that, I hope that you will get to watch this and enjoy this style too. And that will be joined again by the famed Fatales. Maybe the two worlds will combine. I don't know. I mean, imagine just 17 people at a table. That's not true. Oh my gosh, imagine though, Jackie had to play two different characters. Oh, or what if Set Lolly was kidnapped, or Annie was kidnapped? One of them could be kidnapped. And, alright, I'm gonna add to you, Tyler and Fran. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. No pressure, but all the pressure. I just said it live. I don't even know how many people are watching. I think it's just Chris, honestly, but that's cool. If it's not just Chris, hi, welcome. And I feel like this is it. I feel like I'm done. I feel like that's all I had to say, really. I see it's just Chris typing, so I don't know what he wrote. I'll put my glasses on. I won't. If they fall down my nose. They're so crooked. I'm like 90% sure. But in the world, I can see clearly now. But, okay. I'm going to wrap it up because I can just ramble. I'm a rambler. I ramble. It's funny because I feel like this isn't a side that people see of me. As Nameless. So, Nameless is a woman of few words. Chelsea awkwardly says many. But to punctuate my ramble, I don't think that's right either. But please, if you can, check out the famed Fatales. It is up as a VOD now. And again, it will be up on our podcast, the Natural Ones Show podcast, starting tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Or, if YouTube is more your jam, we'll be up on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on our YouTube channel, which is also the Natural Ones Show on YouTube. And again, please, if you are able, please donate for the hashtag I'm Ready movement, which is the AAPI Women's Lead movement, or a charity program. Initiative, that's the word I'm looking for. Charity initiative. And we, if not, please just share the link, share the tweet it out, share it on Instagram, whatever your sharing choices, please do. And if not, just remember to treat each other with kindness, treat each other with love, and if you see others not being treated with love, to step in as safely as you can and make one another feel safe and loved. So that's that. I will get emotional again. I'm trying really hard to not, because I almost cried and I didn't want to do that. So with that note, why don't we go back to the action of the natural ones? Thank you guys so much. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Goodbye.
And welcome back, everybody, to the second half of our episode tonight.
Everything's fine.
Everything's good, everything's great, everything's nominal. How are you? And we have just had our friends kind of just start to leave Reeve Thalor, the burned and crumbled city of our dear Nameless, on their way to the mines of Dunmore, we'll call them. Well, the mines of Dunmore. He's the Archduke of Dunmore.
Oh, I was just looking at the appendix. I was genuinely, that was it.
Okay, good.
I forgot what you had said before.
I was hoping that I wasn't confusing you, and I did.
No, I was like, Dunmore. Oh.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. You guys are headed along the creek that is sort of a spill-off. Is that a word? Is it a runoff? Sorry, a runoff of the mine that kind of is where they kind of dump all of the leftover sludge that once they're breaking through the rock and trying to find the ore and sifting through it, that kind of gets poured down the way. By your recollection, Nameless, it's about 2 miles to the mine. So it'll take you guys around 30, 40 minutes to get there. So you guys do have a little bit of time before you're actually like around that area for the purposes of spells and the like. If you're trying to time spells out specifically, just know that. I'd put it at 35.
So Arwen is definitely responsible for what happened to their parents, right? It seems like something she would do, at least. Seems like a lot of high-level magic.
Could be the devil directly or indirectly.
It could be. As much as possible, I'd like to avoid killing the soldiers that are just being wrapped up in it. But if things go south, we'll end up having to fight them. And I'd like to believe that they don't know about the devil, and that if they saw a devil, they would be concerned about the devil. But if they're under whatever control their parents were under, it's possible that they would join the side of the devil if it came to that. I think sneaking in under the cover of night might be the best way.
As a note,
What
that's
time
about,
is it?
I was about to say, it's summertime, so the evening happens closer to about 9 o'clock, and currently it's about 3.
I guess we'll see what it looks like when we get there and scope it out. It'll be easier to sneak by if it's night. Also, they won't be working in the mines if it's night. Well, they might, actually, if they're working for days on end. I guess there's nothing to do but find the place.
I don't think we can do anything until we get there.
Yeah. I walk.
With him till morning.
Okay. The minutes pass. You start to see a breakaway of the trees. There is a path that could lead you to still be hidden by the trees, but it is opening up more and more. It's a lot harder to find any space to kind of like hide. I'm not going to need any stealth checks just yet, as you guys are kind of on the outskirts of this thing. If you decide to move closer than that, that was when we're going to start needing those, okay? All right. So on the outskirts of this quarry itself is much bigger than you remember it, Nameless. It was a fairly sized one originally, but this seems to have had, I mean, at least 2 decades of work put into it. Because it has. A lot more of it has been broken in and dug out. It wasn't as deep as it is now. You can tell that where you guys are coming from is kind of above it. So there's a drop-off point that like kind of leads downward. Not excessively deep, probably about 40, 50 feet at an angle of a drop from your point. But to the north of your direction, which is sort of like all intents and purposes to your left, so like towards the upper parts, you start to see the town, the mining actual structures of buildings. They're made of stone. There's a lot of like terracotta roofs and the like as it moves upward. Even the town is at a slight decline into the mine. There is a giant entrance with scaffolding and the like around it. Seems like there are people kind of still managing the outside, but it's more to do with manicuring rather than deep actual like, hey, we're doing actual mining work. There are again, like towards the northern side, that's where there's a series of buildings. There's probably around 20 to 30 of them. Some of them look like homes. Others are triple or 4-story buildings. Seem more like this is where they house equipment or they house people. You also see several watchtowers along the ring of the mine. So towards the entrance, there's like 2. Right? There would be 2 that would be 2 like on the outside ring of this place. And towards the front of the city, there's 4. So 2 on each side. Right? So you have like 2 and then 2. Does that make sense? Yeah, I can show you again. So you have 2 and then 2 each, like that. Like, so that's the north, that's the south. That's kind of it's got a little bit of a shape to it. And those watchtowers, even from this distance, with the sort of afternoon light that you have, you can tell each one has 2 people inside of them.
How tall are the watchtowers?
The watchtowers are 30 feet up, and there's a single ladder.
On the outside or inside?
Like what a watchtower would be, right? Like, so it's a 10 by 10 space, and then there's a ladder with an opening. There's a ladder that just goes on the outside of the watchtower. It's a big wooden watchtower. It's not like a...
Right, but like On the outside of the settlement or the inside of the settlement? Like which side?
Of the
Oh,
quarry.
sorry. It's around the ring. So it's not... let me...
Draw a map. Draw a map.
Right, I don't know if I don't know how to exactly explain.
I'm assuming. Are there walls around the settlement or no?
No.
There's not. Never mind.
There's no
then. That's
walls
why.
around
Okay.
it. That's the watchtowers are where the
This isn't
incline.
the settlement. This is the quarry.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So there's no walls for us to get through. It's just
No.
the watchtowers are up. Cool.
So the creek you guys followed, right? It continues like. So I should try to explain this better. Like, it continued down, and I'm just letting you guys go up because I wanted you guys to get the. I was assuming you guys were trying to get the lay of the land. That's what I heard you say. So like, that creek stays down, and you see it like have a opening that matches this quarry. You guys are again far enough back that you're still hidden by the trees and things and trying to see in. You can't see much more than that in terms of structure, but there are give me I don't know. Given the rough amount of time that you could stand here and kind of look, Liam, you, Gage, and Philip, actually, even though you have a hard time counting, but there's somewhere between 20 to 30 soldiers milling about. And then on top of that, you do see some workers coming out of the mine. They cart stuff out, empty the cart, take the cart back in.
Well,
As the sun hits their cart as well, the entirety of the collection of stuff they have inside just kind of gleams and shines brightly against the sun.
well, no sign of Arwen from the looks of it.
I think we could sneak past these guards into the mine. It's our best bet.
There's a lot of them right now. There's a lot of watchtowers close to the entrance as well. I wonder if we could cause some sort of distraction to make them go somewhere else for a little bit.
Even if we did, that would be... They would send some guards to the distraction. The rest would be specifically locking down the mine, likely, via protocol procedures, or something like this.
That's fair.
Unless they had something specifically to chase, but...
The river doesn't actually go up into the quarry, right? Like into the entrance to the mine.
No, so this is the thing. I'm sorry I may have muddled that a little bit. So the creek continued forward. This is more of like an incline up to this thing. So it's like it's a steady incline. That creek stayed in between these crags and to use a fun dwarven word, escarpments that kind of stretch forward and upward. But looking through, when you were down there, kind of like eyeing where the creek would continue forward, judging the distance, you could see it continuing into the quarry, and you even saw a spill. Again, you saw the end of the spill out. It's about. It wasn't much farther from where the incline started, but it's just this thing where it's going to be kind of a tight squeeze to get to that spot, and then it's going to be getting inside that space to push through.
So that's the way into the quarry without going over land into the entrance that we can see.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
that would be that would be like the other passage.
Okay. So we don't have to sneak by the guards if we can get ourselves through that hole.
Mm-hmm. That's
Well,
what the kids were talking about. That's the thing that they used to escape.
Are we going to be able to get Pangolin through there?
It does seem big enough. it's a tighter squeeze through the passageway than typically. It's probably like just exactly 5 feet wide, or like 4 feet wide, so it's just a little squeezy.
Anybody have any reason why we shouldn't why we shouldn't take that path? All right. Is Flanagan able to get through with his antlers and everything?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's try and stay quiet if we can.
Pass the trace? Question mark?
Yeah, it can't hurt. Like, this is the time to use it, I think.
Okay. Pass without a trace, everyone. You now have a +10 to your stealth checks while you're within 30 feet of Nameless.
Yay. Yes, sorry.
You guys are kind of
Are
having
we
to
doing a
move.
stealth tech now?
No, I
No.
just accidentally.
No.
Oh,
I was just letting everybody know what it was.
I saw people rolling, so I got anxious. I was like, oh.
It's a tight squeeze for all of you. Kind of like it's enough space, but it's one of those things where it gets a little claustrophobic, and you're trying to. There is a pouring out of this sludge, which makes the entire surface very slippery and very hard to navigate. And there's parts of it that you're having to like kick your feet up because there's so much of this like clay that it's getting up to your it's getting up to your shins. Just with how much like it gets backed up, or it's like trying to spill out. I mean, this thing spills and then goes into that water flow, so it's kind of one of those things that is consistently happening. There's a good up to knee length in this hole. This hole itself is probably around 6 feet in diameter, just to kind of give it's a massive amount of spill out. Liam, you would recognize this as sort of like, yeah, this structure would have been part of the mine's kind of like infrastructure, but the amount of waste that's happening right here means that this thing is churning out a lot of product at the moment. Like this is a lot of buildup for nobody to also come over here and clean it. Means that this is a good few weeks worth of like waste. So trudging through, it is kind of it's squishy and loud and difficult, but you're able to through Pass Without a Trace to kind of like dampen that effect. And it's another 60 feet before you start to see an actual end at the tunnel. I'd call the end of the tunnel about 30 feet out. And you do hear distantly the sounds of picks hitting against stone, of a bunch of rubble hitting a metal cart. You hear a lot of different kind of stone against stone. You hear shoveling and the like. There's even a couple of there's a smattering of potential like fire going on, just like you're hearing some sort of like roaring fire in the mine currently. A lot of steam going off as well. You're getting kind of like hit with some vapor. It's musty, smells of earth and dust.
We should have someone probably pop ahead and take a peek through the hole. Should probably be someone who's sneakier than me or Philip.
I can go ahead. I also have an arcane eye that I could use. I'd maybe want to get a little closer, but I could do that, and then
I think Arcane Eye is only on the waxing.
it came up on my spell list now.
Because it's part of the item.
Oh, right. You can't actually do that. Just kidding. I don't have that. I forgot that you probably can't control that on the spell list.
I need it to
sense.
be there, but like, yeah.
Makes sense. Just kidding. But I can still go ahead, unless that Lolly, you would like to go ahead.
I can go. I don't mind.
Okay, if you'd prefer. I just have a
Yeah.
little extra help.
Oh yeah, you got your +5.
Just need to choose
It doesn't matter to me. I guess if you have extra help, you could go.
Okay, I'll go. $25.
You kind of,
I wonder if that passes.
and just and very gently, you look in and you see a bunch of miners working, and in a sort of zombie-ish way. It's this repetitive action, but the bodies aren't like registering exhaustion, if that makes sense. They're all just kind of working, and what you would normally assume would be a good breaking point, like, yeah, you should probably like take a second and just rest. They just keep working through. Each action has this sort of slovenly air to it where it's not delicate, it's just kind of doing work. Robotic in a way.
There's something that the kids said that stood out to me. It wasn't until they actively tried to do something that whatever's controlling the adults changed. Their code, their parameters were changed to then prevent the kids from leaving. So it seems like specific things need to be, like, they need to be told exactly what they need to be doing. It's possible the miners wouldn't even register us. I could be wrong, but it's possible that
if we don't get in the way of what they've been told to do, then it might not be a consequence to them.
Yeah. I don't want to test that, but it's a possibility.
The mine itself also stretches out as like a beehive. There are many different paths and many branching sort of holes and the like. There are a few that start to stretch downward, and there's like one that seems to generate back towards the entrance. And you can kind of tell it's the entrance because you see people with those carts of stuff taking them up that path. So there are many people working here, probably close to 40 in your estimation. There are several places along the sort of machinery, as well as along the inner structure of the cave itself, of the mine, that you could find many places to hide. Like, there are places to like traverse through and move through. Just as a note, there are also giant machines in here. There's not a smelter exactly, but there is. Actually, no, yeah, it would be a smelter. Yeah, they have a smelter below ground that kind of helps process the material and seems to like help push it out. And then a dump of that sludge material is put in, and it's kind of constantly as you kind of follow all this machinery, you notice that above you, a whole bucket of it just like shoots into the right next to you, and starts to push down the spillway.
Where do you think we should go?
First priority right now is still find the devil, yeah?
Yeah. Seeing how this is working, I'm starting to feel more like you might be deeper in the mines towards the Underdark.
Possible. At this range, do we want to risk you trying to reach out suddenly, or?
I mean, it clearly already knows that. There's no possible way that it doesn't know that I've been doing this, so I don't think doing it one more time is going to hurt any more than the other few times I've done it. And so I will do it again. Natural 20.
Very nice. You are able to, as you're concentrating in the sludge, to find that peaceful breath. And unlike the other times, you are actually able to maintain your sense of self. You finally kind of register that like part of the problem here is that the energy signature of the devil is so much more powerful. It exudes so much force of itself that when you're trying to detect it, it causes a sort of schism in yourself, in how you perceive yourself. And so that's what the blinding energy kind of registers as, is that it's like I'm having a hard time looking away or pinpointing because of that. So in this though, it's that feeling of being so close to another thing that you actually end up feeling it exactly. You have this almost imperceptible, I know exactly where it is. It's below. It's further below at this moment. It feels like it's moving. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Chelsea,
That's cocked. Just kidding.
Chelsea, do you want to say +4 this time?
Since I did it last time.
Oh! +4.
Another 26.
26. You're able to.
Alright.
I keep
Cut
getting
off.
18s,
Okay.
roll wise. Then I get to add 8. So
You're
So I
able
say,
to
fuck
cut
you,
off the
connection.
tether. Keep yourself.
well, it's below us and it's moving. So
It felt like it was moving further below.
and like it's going deeper down. So
Oh.
we're gonna have to go for a while, I think.
Nameless, which way was down when you took a look?
You can just say that way. Like you just.
Down.
That way.
Well, your question was also bullshit anyway.
Well, I don't know. I didn't take a look. But
I mean, I don't know if I would have seen that from this perspective, to be completely honest, but it's that way.
Imagination. All right. I think it's worth taking the risk. Let's try to be sneaky, but odds are, the workers. Did you see any guards out there, or just the workers?
I'd say you did see some battalion members out there, but they seemed more not distracted, but they just didn't. They're not particularly looking in your direction. There's also not that many of them out here. There's only a few, maybe like 4 or 5.
There's maybe like 4 or 5.
Okay. Let's try and make moves, hide behind the machines when we can. We just have to go deeper.
We do that.
We do that.
Okay. I'm going to need stealth checks, and basically everybody but Lolly has to roll twice because of the two creatures that you have. You have Flanagan.
Oh, yeah,
you have
yeah.
Panther. You
Oh,
have
it's disadvantage.
Pangolin.
Well, I rolled a critical 20.
Hey, it's good.
I get plus 10, right? Yes?
Yes.
Then
plus
that's
10.
a 14.
So's
Okay.
mine.
Oh my god.
Wait, they're all
Flanagan.
at disadvantage?
No, just those
me
two.
and Liam are.
Just those two.
Oh, okay.
He still gets a plus 10. And then plus whatever his dex is.
I'm pretty sure elks have a 0 dex. I check this a lot. It's usually.
Yeah, you could.
Yep.
Jeez,
So,
Pangolin gets the plus 10 as well? I don't think it matters, actually.
Oh, actually?
What?
How many of us are there?
7.
7?
Mm-hmm.
The Demogorgon.
Okay, yeah. No, it just says allies. I thought for some reason I thought it was 6. Yep, Pangolin gets it then technically as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can you critical fumble skill checks?
No.
Is it just...
Did Pangolin also roll a 1?
Yep. He has 1 dexterity, plus 1 to dexterity, so it's at 12. But he
Okay.
rolled...
I also rolled a 1 for Flanagan. He gets a 0 dexterity, so he's 11. I also rolled a 4, so I'm also 14.
We're twins.
I should have become a giant badger and just dug it down.
Oh, yeah.
Or take control, or shape Earth or whatever, but sure.
I didn't prep that, so yeah, I could if I had been. I thought we were gonna I didn't know we were
a
going.
long time ago, I could have bought a pick that just lets me do Shape Earth at will, and I didn't buy it.
So
I could grow some spikes though.
we've got 14 and 11, 14 and 12.
From the boys, let's go.
Nameless.
25 and 20.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
And it's at Lolly.
32. 32.
All right.
You roll a natural
All right.
20? What is your stealth?
No, I got a 15 plus a 7 and then plus the 10, so it's 22 plus 10, 32.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's just, I was just like, whoa.
Math. It's
She's
I,
proficient.
Rain Man.
She's proficient in it. So.
Yeah, I am.
That makes
Man.
sense.
So
we could be doing guidance. Oh well.
What a waste of a 20. What a bummer. Dang disadvantage.
sorry. Do something about it.
Take off your armor.
Get better armor. I don't know.
Get armor made out of
Mithril.
leather.
So, as you're moving through, you kind of just you're moving almost one at a time, trying to get to this first stage. Nameless, you get there kind of in time, and just in time to kind of miss any eyes. And same thing with you, Lolly and Panther. You guys, everybody's. And the first of the two of you, I think probably Liam, as you step out, and there's just this moment where you kind of boom, hit one of the machines, and you just kind of stop, and nothing reacts to you, and you're able to move forward. As yeah, Pangolin's probably next. As Pangolin kind of, he's much less able to hide his presence, and as he sort of is a little too big to hide behind this particular machine that he's hiding in, you see two of the guards look that direction.
Oh my god. Oh.
he rolled a 12. You kind of just see them like... And then one of the zombified people kind of like, as they're dumping a tray, just goes... They're like... And they turn away. Pangolin makes his little... Extra little... That was lucky, dude. That was really, really close. And Philip, kind of seeing this, you're like, okay, I'll do a little bit better. And as you kind of like, as you're kind of trying to move forward, it just like, you do the exact same thing as Liam. You just like, you guys just are a little too tall to like fit in here. And so you just didn't gauge the distance correctly. And no reaction. Gotta scoot a little bit more. And you get to the other side as Flanagan kind of just... He can't fit his antlers around this machine, so he ends up just going the other direction around it. And notably, the people working the mines are just not paying attention. And one of the guards just kind of like looks the other way, but one of them just like, the hell? And just kind of sees it starting to walk towards you guys. You guys see that? And you all do hear this.
Just get out of sight. Hope he thinks he was hallucinating it.
Do you unsummon him? Is that what that was? Okay, I mean, that's fine.
No.
That's what I'm assuming that symbol is that you're dispelling him.
No.
Are you sure? You've got to come up with a new plan in about 5 seconds.
Just like a little bit of like feed and like. Come here. We can get
He's
up.
already making his way.
Oh,
to
he's already
you.
over there. Oh, I thought he was just like standing in the middle.
No,
of the
he's walking to you, and the guard saw him walking to.
So
you.
he's currently out of sight.
No, he's not currently out of sight. He's currently in the middle of the floor. He's currently in the middle of the mining operation.
So he's coming over.
Yeah, he's just walking over to you. You guys are still like cloistered by the entrance to the down below, and he's making his way to you. That's why I thought this was. Yeah, I'm just getting rid of him. 5 seconds. 5, 4.
Yeah,
3.
just gonna dispel him.
Okay, he's gone. And at that, you hear, "Wait, what the hell?" And you hear kind of like a hurrying of feet.
We also hurry our feet, yeah, guys?
Get around the corner.
All right, you guys like try to like move down, and
Can I be in the back? No, that wouldn't work. If we're moving quickly, I wouldn't be able to do it. I was gonna try and, as I'm imagining that in the sludge you'd see our feet prints, but I was gonna try and like.
the whole mine itself is kind of full of that.
We actually.
It's pretty messy around. It's hard to distinguish your footprints from the rest of the mine.
We
Okay.
also technically don't leave footprints while Pass Without Trace is up.
True, you don't leave tracks.
Oh, right, I forgot. Cool.
Outside of that would be the other explanation to you. Is that it's like it doesn't really register, but yeah, you already don't leave tracks. As he comes, you guys kind of see him. He doesn't really look down the tunnel, but you do see him kind of like. Hi. Man. All right, time for a break. And he walks away. That was close.
And then there were 6.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I mean.
Oh, 7 still. It was 8.
Yeah, it was 8. Nameless, you, Flanagan, Liam, Pangolin, Panther,
Oh, yeah.
Lolly.
Turtlet. Or no, yeah.
I said Pangolin.
Turtlet.
Yeah.
Okay. That was still just 7 that you put
Yeah,
out
that was
again.
still 7. So
No.
now it's 6.
Okay. I'm assuming Turtlet is just like attached to you most of the time.
No.
3,
Yeah. If
7.
Turtlet isn't walking,
This is not important.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rides on Pangolin's shoulder, so I can do Mending as a Touch spell from a distance.
All right.
He's a little side piece.
All right.
He's Pangolin's side piece. Yikes.
Journeying down and down into the mines. This pathway seems to have been sort of by your count, Liam, the last little bit of light you guys have down here before the torches stop. As you're journeying forward, the stonework itself seems older. It isn't like some of that other carvings that you were seeing above. It seems probably a few decades, potentially 40 years, 50 years, something like that. It's quite a while, is the point. There are a couple of snaking paths before you. You have about 3 directions to choose from. You have a left, a forward, and a right.
It's dark, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Y'all have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
I'm using
Also,
my Ring of True Sight.
I'm gonna pop Detect Evil and Good.
Detect.
Yeah.
What's the range on that?
It's only 30 feet, but it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So if we get close,
You're not feeling any ping so far.
it also.
I want it on the record that Pangolin has vigilance and thus cannot be surprised.
Yes.
out of character, Miles, do you have to like use any spell slots for that or anything, or is it just
It is
Like,
one
does that-
charge per long rest for an hour.
do you want me to use my sword as a thing instead, and you can use that at another time if you think you need it, or do you think now is the perfect time to use it? I mean, I don't foresee you needing it in a fight, but I can make my sword a torch instead.
I think, having just gotten away from all the guards and stuff, we should hold off on producing light. But it's a good idea. I also have dark vision as a spell that'll give me it for 8 hours, but it's a 2nd level slot, so I'm holding off on burning that.
Got it.
And you're
Any
gonna
other
need that when
question?
we do the Underdark.
Yep.
Do I feel the devil down any specific?
What you felt was below you, you would have to do it again to see if you could determine a direction.
Do any of these seem like they're angling down at all?
All of them.
No. Well, that's useful.
I'll do it again so we're not just standing here.
It's just up to you.
Another 18. So 21.
You are able to. It's still burning a bit hotter than before, so it's still a little tough, but you're feeling it towards the right. You're getting more of an indication towards that direction.
Cool.
Go ahead and make me
I
a
let
Constitution
everyone know
saving throw, please.
+4, since I didn't get to say it.
Right.
11.
Okay.
Yikes.
As you feel it tethered to you, you've been able to cut it off before. You feel as you're attempting to rid yourself of it, it begins to hold on even tighter. And at the sort of pinging pain, you hear the words, "No, no, no, not again. Eventually, you will see. Death. Death is the only answer. Come to me. And you are pulled physically towards the right. You take 4 points of psychic damage.
Am I able to try again, or...?
You are pulled 15 feet towards the rock face. And you're able to kind of like catch your body as it starts to move downward. And you feel the tether let go. All of you see her inextricably. It's like it does not seem natural the way she was just launched into the air.
I'm assuming it knows we're here. Alright. Let's kill the devil. Start heading down that path. Get ready to put up the protections.
Moving down the right. It is a tunnel that sort of snakes around and puts you into a new, smaller platform level, about 30 feet wide. And as you come to this next room, you see 3 other tunnels to your left and 2 in front of you. All similarly pointed, angled down. Does everybody want to give me a perception check?
If you're asking for it. What would you do if I said no?
Do it.
19.
11.
Okay.
I was having Panther do it, so it was based off his scent, but it was still only 13.
Sit Lolly.
21.
So 19, 21. The 2 of you kind of pick up on this sound down below. It seems to be coming from in front of you to the left. There's kind of a somewhat of a discussion. It's very hushed at the moment, but you're hearing words in that direction.
Are we picking up any particular consonants or anything?
It's distant enough that you're just hearing noise.
If that is him over there, he's not alone. Which...
I mean, I can do it again to be sure.
No.
Let's just head towards those voices. See if we can sneak up on them.
If it's not him, it is most likely somebody else would be interested in. We shouldn't open ourselves up any more than we have to, though. Alright. Let's go.
Pushing forward. As you skirt around this tunnel, the light catching along the tunnel walls, the words become clearer. You hear, well, that's just the thing, right? Yeah, see, here he has us all down here. He has us waiting around for something. He says something's going to happen, and I gotta be honest, guys. I gotta be honest. Palos Quill does not pay enough for us to be here dealing with all the shit that we deal with. Right. And another voice just picks up like, come on, man. I have worked under his regime, if you want to say, for many years. He is a dutiful person who takes after it and looks after his own. Look at the people. It's like, yeah, just look at him, slovenly. They just... What do they even do all day? They just work, work, work. What kind of life is that? And they just accept it for scraps. You know, it wasn't always such. It has been odd, I will say. But we're in a war. Yes. And that war requires some sacrifice, and these people are willing to make that sacrifice because Pelos Quill, he knows duty. And he's able to instill it in others. And frankly, I find your dissension talk very disheartening. I ain't talking about no dissension, I'm just talking about trying to get back into a better battalion, eh? I'm just saying that, like, I don't want to be here. It's not for me. I don't like guarding rocks. I don't like having to be part of somebody's little, I don't know, pet project or whatever. I want to fight me some Alolians. Well, I do hope you get that chance. And this is sort of like, again, as you're coming down the tunnel, peeking over the side, the room is a longer sort of railroad room that has one, it has one tunnel at the far end. There's these two guard. There are two people in guard attire. They are in the same sort of battalion uniforms as the ones you've seen earlier. They are sitting at chairs, not directly in front of the entrance of the other side, but they're sitting probably no more than like 10 or 15 feet away from the other tunnel. Again, this tunnel itself is about 40 feet long. So they're... You can see them just around the corner. It's just two. They seem to be relaxed as well. They're not like on guard or anything. Sorry, one of them is not on guard. The other one has like his pole arm in his hand and like standing at attention.
Do you think we should make ourselves known, or... I get the feeling this isn't the way.
If not, why are they guarding that end?
I feel like that guy would have mentioned the devil if he knew about it.
Devil doesn't need to have come past this way to be that way. Sorry, you can go.
Oh, I was just going to say, he also said he's guarding rocks.
Yeah.
But I do agree that the devil didn't have to come past. But, wild theory, what if Palos Quill is the devil?
That's
And
possible.
that's why they thought he was dead.
If he's able to change his shape, if he's been impersonating Palos Quill, it's possible. Either way, I would like for them to not get wrapped up in the fight.
We could go back around, check another hallway.
We could check the middle path. If we don't see anything promising there, we could head back here. All right.
Doesn't seem like there's any objections.
Yeah. Let's check down the middle path real quick.
As you get back towards the top. Just make me one more perception check.
Can Pangolin do it? Oh, never mind, I did fine. Pangolin is +6, I only have +4. But I did good this time.
That's good, because I got a 6.
So 6 for a minute. Liam?
23.
Nameless?
25 for me. Panther's 18. I didn't do me last time. I decided to do myself this time.
Sit Lolly?
16.
It's again, it's still pretty faint, but you hear their debate getting a little bit more heated. And the name, there's a sentence that sticks out, basically saying, look, he walks right by us, he doesn't say a word, he doesn't even salute, and he just expects us to stay here and be good. And just keep protecting this stupid stuff. And we don't make enough to just listen to the man.
If Palos just walked by here, lend some credence to Nameless's theory.
And if he's not responding to them, if he's not even talking to them, then there's something weird about it. From everything we've heard about Palos, he's either the devil or he's also under this spell. How should we deal with them? Try to, do we tell them to evacuate?
I think we could get the one of them to just be quiet about it, but that other one's gonna raise a fuss. We need to get out of here as well, is one of the issues.
Well, one thing we have in plenty is money. And they're talking about how they're not paid enough.
That's fair. I don't want to hurt them. Let's see.
But I'm all for bribing them.
Yeah, let's see if we can resolve this in whatever way possible. But it does seem like that's the way we need to go. Alright.
Who's our most persuasive? Who's the most persuasive of us?
Yeah, that's my thing. I'll
Here's 1,000 gold.
Jesus!
Let's make it a little easier for you.
Jesus!
I learned
That
the
makes it
lesson
seem
with the wine.
so shady.
Right.
Alright.
Hard to say no to 1,000 gold.
Alright. Yeah, let's...
You don't have to offer all of it, but you have it.
I may not have to... We'll see. Yeah, sure. Alright. Let's go.
Are you going out by yourself, or are we all going and you're just talking?
I think we should all go. I'll be the face, though.
I'll be the heel.
As
Don't think we want to heal in this situation.
never know.
I'm just talking to him like, look, we need to get you out of here. And Sitlolly just from behind with a steel chair just knocks me over the back
She
of the
runs in the ring, slides under.
head. Alright.
So good.
Yeah.
As you step out, Philip, into the walkway, the two of them kind of... The other one, who's kind of like leaning and sitting on his chair, like gets up. Says, "Halt! Who are you?"
Well, I'm the Devil Hunter.
They both look at each other. That doesn't really answer our question. This is a private property, sir. And you are currently trespassing. Now, if you do not want to meet the end of my blade, you will turn around and you will go up and you will face the consequences of trespassing.
Look, as you can see by my shield, I'm a servant of ROI. I'm here to protect the plane. There's something awful coming up from the Underdark. It's threatening this mine, the people in it. It's threatening Palos Quill.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
I want to say that's cocked, but
It wasn't.
yeah, but it
It's just
hit the
you
other
rolled it
dice.
stupidly.
Yeah. I need to learn how to actually roll the dice. It's 10.
Uh-huh. Well, if you are indeed here to protect Pelos Quill, where is your writ of passage? And a passage into this chamber would require a hefty writ. This is the most private of private.
I feel it is pretty hefty writ.
If it'll help. I heard you may have been having some financial troubles. The writ is currently processing, but I have the funds for it here.
As you sort of take out this 1,000 gold bag, which is like the comic like money bag from
reach
like
in my pocket and then just like
cartoons.
pull out like something. It's just
Yeah. You guys,
Scrooge McDuck would be jealous.
as you sort of hold this out, you see the one on the left almost like disgusted, and sorry, the one who just was talking to you disgusted. The other one is like,
look.
you say it's on the way, and he's like, he's like, listen. He's just. Let's let him talk a little bit more. Maybe he's got something. Maybe he's got a little bit more. Maybe, let's say, I mean, if it's on its way, there's no reason that we can't at least hear him out.
Look, I've heard your admiration for Quill, and having spoken to his brethren, having spoken to some of his compatriots around Jortenia, I agree. This is a man who, for years, prioritized his people over himself. I carry these symbols because I'm here to protect these people. I understand you being hesitant, but you've also seen what's been happening to the people. It's due to the devil's influence. The way that they've been almost out of commission, sort of just hazily wandering through their life. I don't want this devil wreaking any more havoc upon Palos Quill's land or people.
Go roll me a persuasion check.
Okay, that's a 25. That's considerably better. Yeah.
There's a feeling as you're speaking that the words you're saying are starting to ring truer, or just kind of hit better. And gone is this sort of harshness and stalwartness, and in its place is this kind of, I see. It is true, they have, well, I suppose with this writ and your word that you are here to assist us, or assist Quill, should we be worried?
Have you noticed any changes in Quill lately?
Hey, he's become a right asshole. He ain't done nothing with us. He used to.
And have you seen a druid around lately?
Okay, like look. Yes. He has had a druid compatriot for some time. I have served under him for the last decade, and even during that time, she has been a mainstay.
Let's see. I probably shouldn't share all of this, but you're aware of what happened near Perona, yes?
Well, unfortunately, yes. We were in the area. We set out against those traitors, the people that stole that great technology. And a few of my brethren were shot down attacking in one of the airships, but once we arrived, the destruction was too much.
I'm sorry to hear that. As part of what we've been doing, we've been tracking the movements of the group. It's on another continent, but if you've heard of what's happened in Core Hall,
No.
Core Hall, once this great city, suddenly overcome with a plague that started transforming its people into this awful.
You kind of get a slightly blank stare from both of them.
The point is that druid. We have reason to believe that she was connected to a lot of unfortunate events. If you see her while we're gone, just be careful. Don't give anything away, but be careful.
Right.
I fear if you've noticed a change in Palos, I fear she may have done something to him. But
Certainly a tall tale, but be remiss if I couldn't say that there have been some strangeness. Not certain what we could do, but please. And you see the other guy kind of takes the bag from you, and just starts opening it up and counting. He said, please, move forward with our blessing. Just, well, I suppose be careful. Also, just know, Pelos is quite safe. He does have his own squad moving with him. Not certain. Once you're further on, he's not entirely friendly. So.
well, I'll make sure to prioritize the safety of Palos and the men he has with him. Whatever happens, I intend to keep the collateral as low as possible. Devils can get into. Devils can do some terrible things.
Right. All right. They kind of watch you all as you exit, and you see the one that you've been talking to kind of. You see him start to, like, doubt. And he's just kind of left in that doubt as you start heading further downward. Not the way I thought that was going to go.
Yeah. I don't know if I did the right thing, but we did a thing.
As you head down the tunnel, seeking to further the further depths to find the Underdark. That is where we'll call it for this week. And we will see you next time as we continue to hunt for the devil.
Hmm.